Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected Madam and dear fellows, Assalamu alaikum. This is Kulsum Kiran from MPhil second semester, and the topic of my presentation is coordinate method. Coordinate method is used for describing and recording numerical data, that is quantitative attributes of a community. So first of all, what is coordinate? A coordinate is a four-sided figure, but in practice, this term is used for any sampling unit, which whether circular, hexagonal, even irregular outline is known as coordinate. Now the objective, sampling of local vegetation types by using coordinate method. The requirements are rope, measuring tape, and nails. Now the theory. A coordinate is a sampling unit marked out for describing and recording numerical data, that is quantitative attributes of a community. Quantitative attributes of a community are those attributes which are measurable. For example, the density, frequency, cover, and so on. And represent the type of vegetation of a specific area. Like type of flora is indicative of the type of climate and soil condition of an area. For example, if the vegetation is xerophytic, we know that the xerophytic, there is less rainfall in that area, and the type of the climate is the desert conditions, because the xerophytic plants are found there in the xerophytic conditions. So the type of climate there would be the desert condition. A coordinate may be, for example, square, rectangular, or circle, or of any shape, depending upon the type of community you are studying. For example, if the species are uniformly dispersed, or the species are randomly dispersed, or the species are clumped, it means that they are indicating that if the species are clumps dispersion is there, so it means that they are they are associated with each other. And if it is uniformly dispersed, so it means that they are not associated with each other. So keeping in view that the rectangular coordinates are mostly used for the clumped study, the rectangles are used, whereas the circle and square, they are also depend upon the community. So keeping in view the community type, like their life form, etc., the coordinate shape is selected. Now the size of the coordinate. The size of coordinate usually is 1 by 1 square feet or more, but in forest it is much larger in units. Here is, you can see that the herbaceous vegetation is mostly 1 by 1 meter. The shrubby vegetation is 5 by 5 meter, and the trees is 20 by 20 meter. But it is not the standard one. It can vary keeping in view the type of community a person is studying. Coming toward the procedure, first of all, you need a rope or cord, and you need to measure it. So for that, the measuring tape, in order to make a coordinate of particular size, first of all, you have to make a coordinate of particular size. And after measuring the rod or the rope, you have to tie that to the nails. Mostly four nails are used. And the size and number of coordinate, as I have told you, that it is decided upon the type of vegetation and the size of the community you are studying. The coordinates are placed at a specific distance, usually 10 to 15 meter along a straight line. So this is referred as systematic sampling. But you can also go for the random sampling and the stratified sampling. Means you can randomly throw the coordinate in the sampling area. So it depends also on your choice, that on your choice as well as on the community you are studying. Now how to find out the area. So the total area sampled is for example, for square, that is length into length, L square, and for rectangle, it is length into width. For example, if the sampled area, that is the length is 10 and the width is 10. So 10 into 10, that would be 100. And if you are taking 5 plots, so multiply by 5, then you will get the 500 meter square. That is the sampled area. It would be the area of your sample. After doing that, all the plant species found inside the quadrant are recorded. So you calculate the plants, you count the plants which are present in each quadrant. For example, the species name, you will note them down and in which quadrant they are present. For example, quadrant 1, 2, 3, and so on. And it would be like circumference. You will measure it in circumference or in inches. For example, here you can see that Prosopis juliflora is not present in quadrant 1, and it is also not present in quadrant 2, whereas it is present in quadrant 3 with the circumference of 95. And you will also see that Sisyphus and the other species as well. And you have to calculate them and that in which quadrants they are present and what is their circumference. After putting these in the table, you can go for the calculation of the community attributes from the following formula, which is cover. Cover, for example, cover is, it is a ground area covered by a herb, shrub, or tree. And the circumference formula, which is 2 pi r. From this, you can find out the value of r. R is equal to circumference in centimeter divided by 2 pi. While if you calculate the value of r, you can put it in cover area, that is pi r square. From this, you will find out the cover area. Now the relative cover, which is denoted by C3. C3 is equal to cover of a species divided by cover of all species multiplied by 100. And the relative cover or relative frequency or relative density mostly is, it is, we need to know the percentage wise contribution of every species. So that is why we go for the relative cover, the relative density, and the relative frequency. Now the density, which is denoted by D1. Density is number of individual of a species in all quadrant divided by total area of sample plot. It is the total number of species. For example, the species A in the total area of sample plot. And the relative density, which is denoted by D3, which is density of a species divided by density of all species multiplied by 100. Here we have also multiplied it by 100. So it is like the share of each species. For example, the share of a species A from 100%. The relative density, the relative is mostly 100. So the share of each species from 100, that would be the relative density. Now the abundance. Abundance is number of individual of a species divided by total number of sample plot. So the abundance is mostly the the number of individual present in an area. So it is the richness of the species, means that how many of the species present over there. Now the relative abundance. Relative abundance is equal to abundance of a species divided by abundance of all species multiplied by 100. And the frequency, that is F1. Number of quadrant in which a species occur divided by total number of quadrant samples multiplied by 100. The frequency tells us about the presence of a species, like if it is present in that quadrant or not. So it is like, it means frequency is the number of times something happens. That is the frequency. And the relative frequency is the number of times something happens out of the total number. Like F1 of a species, F1 means frequency of a species divided by frequency of all species multiplied by 100. Now the important value index that is noted for all species in table, and by using relative parameters of relative density, relative frequency, and cover. The important value index can be calculated by adding all these relative parameters, that is relative cover plus relative density plus relative frequency, and divided by 3. After that, you will get the value, or the value of the important value index, and that range between 0 to 300. It mostly lies between these two digits. On the basis of important value of each species, we can determine the dominance of a particular species in an area. Now in this phytosociological table, you put all the values you have calculated, like the name of the species, how many species are found there, the relative density, the relative cover, the relative frequency, and important value index, and at last you will put rank. For example, the Prosopis juliflora, its relative density, relative cover, and relative frequency, etc. Now here you can see that I have put in rank the Abutilon indicum is at first, and second is the Ziziphus. It is based on the important value index. Here you can see that Abutilon indicum is 55.209. The value is highest, so it is in first rank. And after that, the Ziziphus, which is 43.196. It is second, and at third is Prosopis, and so on. From this table, you can calculate that the Abutilon indicum is the dominant species in the sample area. So you can say that Abutilon indicum is dominating the sample area. And hence the name of the community is DH community. So the name of the community can be named accordingly. Like you can see here that Abutilon indicum is the dominant species. So the name of the community can be like Abutilon, Ziziphus, or Prosopis, or Abutilon, Ziziphus, or something like that. And mostly the name of the community is calculated after using a software. So this was all about my presentation. I hope that you have understand it. Thank you very much.